We're back with the Bad Vibe with Dwight and Jeremy.
This is episode 143.
On Highway 143.
No, it ain't.
I know.
Anyways.
We are driving. That's why it sounds like we're coming to you live from a tornado.
There might be one soon.
We had a little road trip we had to take, and we were like, you know what? Might as well squeeze in another ep real quick.
Yeah. They're like, good, because you have it in 3 weeks. Or longer.
Well, we're always busy during football season. We're men of, we're sportsmen. So now football is over for us, so we're going to be back with you more often. Nobody that's ever seen us would call us sportsmen, bro.
Yeah, we're going to be back with you often instead of Trump being with you, since he lost.
Yeah, apparently we have a new president.
Like, I don't lose, right?
Yeah. It's like that thing, what is it, the Aggies football team, it's like we never lose, we just run out of time or something like that?
I guess.
I feel like he has some kind of an angle how this isn't, he's like, I didn't lose, Biden won or something. He has some kind of like, but yeah, Biden, I guess is the president. It doesn't feel real to me. You know what I mean?
I don't know how I lost. I had millions and millions of voters.
Yeah, he did have millions, I think. So apparently Joe Biden received the most votes of any presidential candidate ever.
What?
Yeah, and I think Donald Trump.
The dead people?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of them were dead. Yeah.
Well, actually, I read something about because people mailed in their votes. Some of them died.
Well, it's not about
they mailed it in and they died a few days later, and when it was counted, they were already dead.
They got hit going to the post office. Or coming back,
yeah. It would have never made it there.
Well, the thing is, the reason that Trump...
Ride, postman.
The reason that Donald Trump was ahead and then all of a sudden a lot of votes came in late is because Trump people were less likely to vote through mail because it became, like everything else, the mail became like politicized. It is like, you like the mail? What are you, a fucking commie? And I'm like, I thought everybody liked the mail. I didn't know that. I got into an argument on Facebook, not an argument, but somebody was like, I just made a joke about somebody that said something about the mail.
We got a mail order president.
Yeah. I mean, our ex-president had a mail order bride.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know the mail had been politicized.
He's still the president.
Yeah, he's the president.
You're like, damn straight he is. Right? People.
4 more years. 4 more years. But yeah, I guess he's the president. I mean, it's like the lame duck period.
Yeah.
That's kind of sucked to ever be just called a lame duck.
I'd heard that...
a normal duck is pretty lame.
He's an orange duck.
He's like...
He's like the rubber duck. So he's closer to that color.
He really is.
But anyways, what is it like... what is that period called?
Lame duck.
That's what it's called, for real?
I think. Lame duck is something for president.
Like, where he's, like, president, and they're like, all right, we don't really have to listen to what you say. There's going to be a different guy in a couple months.
I think it's like the time when a lot of times a president will, like, pardon a bunch of people.
It's actually, like, it's 2 months from today is when the other guy's going to take over.
Sometime in January, right?
It's like, or maybe it's, like, the 22nd or something like that.
Yeah, I know it's in January.
Yeah.
You know Donald Trump is just doing, like, he's, like, jerking off on all the sheets and, like, I would. I mean, right?
He does, like, a double-decker.
Yeah.
He's like, you're still going to be here for 2 months.
Yeah, he's taking shits in all the toilet tanks. He's clogging up the sinks. He's like, the wet bandits. You know? It's like, yeah, I mean, I would do all kinds of, dude, I would do so much fucked up shit. Like, put fucking, poison in the toothpaste or something, you know?
I'm sure they're going to bring new toothpaste.
You think?
Yeah.
Either way, for both of them, it's fucking denture cream. It's not, you know? But, I mean, yeah, I would do... I always heard a rumor, I guess, that, I guess it was when Barack Obama was in office or something.
Could have just said Obama.
When somebody was in office, they, like, did
just
something...
two different Obamas.
Yeah.
You had to say Barack.
Yeah. Well, could have been his wife. Yeah, but they did something like they took all the W keys out of the keyboards on the computers or something.
Why?
I don't know. I don't remember who did it.
Hold on, who did that?
I don't know.
Obama did?
I might have just made all this up. No, maybe something like Bush did when he was leaving office. And then Obama took over. It was something like that. Dude, I'm not like a political fucking correspondent.
Yeah.
I tell shit jokes.
But that... W's?
Something like that. Dude, I wish I would have researched it. If we weren't driving, I'd Google it.
That's pretty bad.
If we weren't driving, I'd Google
I'm like,
it.
I have to know more, and I can't.
But my point is, I bet they do shit like that. you know, like they lick the knife and put it back in the peanut butter or something. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not like they bought new. Am I speeding? It's not like they bought new peanut butter. You know what I mean? Just for the new president. There's like 3/4 of a fucking jar of peanut butter left. They just leave it in there for the next.
Well, our fucking tax dollars, they better not.
Exactly.
Right?
Because you know
Biden better be licking all in there. You know he likes licking girls' necks and stuff. He's gonna be licking in the peanut butter. Right?
He puts the peanut butter on his dick and gets little kids to lick it off.
Oh shit!
He's like, I heard this works for dogs too.
He has kids, right?
Well, they're like
old.
One of his kids, I think, died in like some type of an accident or something.
Accident, yeah.
And then you just think it wasn't an accident for no reason.
Yeah. I don't even know what he did, but I know he did it. Right?
Yeah, no, but
he kissed her to death, right?
One of his kids died for something, and then one of his kids is like in the news now because they found his laptop and it had like pictures of young girls on it or something, and then it had like apparently he was doing all kinds of shady deals in like Europe, using his dad's name to make like millions of dollars. He's like doing coke, and he seems like a fun guy, honestly. But yeah, so I don't know. But his kids are.
You only had 2?
I don't know. I just know that because of his age, his kids are like old guys. You know, his kids are like in their 40s and 50s. You know, it's like Donald Trump. You know, his kid, like his oldest
kid.
He's got
little ones too, though.
Donald Trump has a kid that's like a teenager. He's like 6'5", and he's like 13 or 14.
Was that the youngest one?
Yeah, and then he has his oldest son's probably like at least in his 40s. And then Donald Trump has quite a few kids. He fucks, you know.
He's like, I've got billions, billions.
Yeah, he definitely fucks. But it's I guess a lot of presidents have had like young kids, you know, like what's his name, Obama. I think Barack, that one.
That was the last time there was like kids in there, right?
Yeah, well, were his kids little or were they like?
There's going to be a lot more kids in there now.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, he's going to have them stashed everywhere.
It's funny because, I mean, you know, every like election period, you know, when that's all going on, you find out all this stuff about the other guy that we never heard anything about. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, Biden's going to be the Democratic candidate. And now it's like, and look at all these pictures of him, like, kissing girls' necks.
Dude, and it's crazy, too, because Biden has been in politics for like 50 years. I've known about Joe Biden, like just hearing about him here and there in the news for years and years and years. I never heard anything about him sniffing chicks. And then all of a sudden, I've seen 50 videos of him doing weird stuff with girls. So it's like, that was out there. Like, he was doing that shit. But you run for president, that's why I would never run for president.
It's not just like kids, though, that he was doing, right? He does that with everybody.
I think, here's what I think. If you want to give him the benefit of a doubt,
he sniffs on their neck and kisses them.
Some of this
Trump
stuff
grabs them by their pussy.
Exactly, but as far as I know, Trump grabs adults by their pussy.
Yeah.
So you know, with hair on it, you can get a better grip. You know, I guess that's his rationale. But some of the videos of Joe Biden are just straight up. There's no excuse. If that was your daughter, I would fight Joe Biden.
He's like, I'm a Republican. I gotta like Bush.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if that was your daughter, some of the stuff I've seen in the videos and I saw him do that, I'd run up there and punch him in the mouth. Like, it's that weird. But then some of it, maybe it's just because he's old, he's more like, you know how, like, grandmas are, like, more affectionate.
Like, touching cheeks and grabbing them.
Yeah, I get that. Like, there's this store nearby where we live that me and my son go to. And the dude that owns it is, like, this, like, Pakistani or Indian guy or something. Either way, he looks like, you wouldn't trust him on a plane. I'll just leave it at that.
You'd be eyeing him the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that guy, he's real nice and stuff. But when my son's in there, he comes up behind him and he like puts his hands, like he grabs my son's cheeks. Both hands, each get a cheek, like face cheeks.
From the back?
Yeah, he stands behind him.
That's weird.
And he does that, and he's like, "How you doing, buddy?" And he's rubbing my son's cheeks, and my son will look at me like, "Dad, hit this guy." This is because he's uncomfortable. But he does. I don't think he's got a boner or anything. I don't think it's anything like that. It's just his.
Don't those people like fucking dudes?
I guess, but I mean,
right? But I
don't get the feeling he wants to fuck him. I get the feeling that
like they fuck chicks to have kids, but they fuck dudes to have fun.
Yeah, I think that's what they say. Is that I think that their deal is like they'll just fuck anybody that doesn't have a beard. You know
what?
I don't know, dude. I'm making it up. It's like the
That's why they grow beards.
Yeah, well, because adults would all have beards. So a good way to judge if somebody's fuckable or not is if they have a beard.
So there's no grass on the field.
Yeah,
Play ball. That's how they are.
But he does it. He stands behind my son, and he'll be talking to me and talking to my son, and he'll be like squeezing my son's cheeks, like kind of like massaging his cheeks almost.
Yeah.
And in every other encounter with this dude, he's a really nice guy. But he does that, and then I'm scared it's going to make my son racist. My son's like, I don't like brown people, or, whatever you call them, like camel types, because they are weird to my cheeks, I don't want him to be, but he does.
I can't Pakistani this guy.
Oh, shit. That guy doesn't care if you're 9 or 11. He's squeezing cheeks. But, no, I don't know, dude. So maybe it's something like that with Joe Biden, where he's just affectionate.
Oh, God.
But, he'll be the president until he dies, and then that lady will be there. She has,
until he dies.
He's real old.
77.
Yeah, he's 77, and he had to do all the, like the campaign. It's a lot,
Yeah.
Going all around and, like, being, the stress of it all, Yeah. And so, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't live to be very old.
That's a lot of cheeks and necks he had to kiss.
Just imagine. Dude, during Corona and he's, like, fucking licking kids, he's probably going to catch it.
Yeah.
But...
Well, he took the whole shaking hands and kissing babies thing a little too far.
I know. Exactly. Some of the stuff he does, if it was like a baby, it wouldn't be as creepy. But it's like 8-year-olds. And and if it was like a 16-year-old, you're like, okay, I get it.
The older the kid gets, the worse it is, though.
You think because some of the stuff he does, you couldn't get away with like a teenager or a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
There's that one where the little girl's in front of him, and he has his hand like
on her like tits,
like basically like on her nipples. Mm-hmm. And I've said before, like I don't even know what excitement.
He was like pinching them.
Yeah, he was. He was like, it looked like he was like kind of doing them between two of his fingers. And it's like, I don't even know what excitement you get out of that, because her nipples are just like a boy's nipples that age. Mm-hmm. Like there's no, I don't know.
She's like, no, they aren't. She liked it.
He's like, nope.
She liked it.
Yeah, but all that stuff, I don't know. I just see like isolated clips. I don't know what the fuck he's up to. It seems like if there's any footage of you doing that, then there's a lot of there wasn't footage and you were doing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like they just happen to... You know how when you see a guy, like say you go to the grocery store, every time you're there, you see like Jimmy. And you're like, Jimmy's always at the grocery store. But it could be that he's just there every time you're there.
Yeah.
So you're there a lot and he's there a lot. So I think it's like that. It's like
you've been there 4 times in a month. He was there every time. He may have went 4 times that month. He may have been there every day.
Exactly. And
you find out Jimmy works there.
It all adds up. That's why I had that red shirt on. But I don't know, dude. I don't care. I've said it a million times. It doesn't affect me all that much who the president is. This one, I just wanted it. I usually like it to go back and forth. I like to have a Republican for a while, and everybody around me is happy, and everybody else is mad. And then that gets boring, and I'm like, let's get a Democrat so everybody around me is mad, and other people are happy. So we went back and forth now, so that's good. We had it Republican, and then we had a Democrat, and then we had a Republican. Now we have a Democrat.
What I heard was that he wasn't like conceding. Like they have to
Well, yeah, I guess Donald Trump said that there was like voter fraud, which there probably always is a certain amount. Mm-hmm. There must be, right? Why wouldn't there be? Somebody's going to try to, some county is going to be counting them and throwing away the ones for the guy they don't like.
Think of how that has to like come down to, what you'd get in trouble. You know what I mean? Like if you were caught.
If you got caught fucking frauding votes, I don't know, whatever it's called, doing that stuff, I would imagine that's like some crazy federal crime.
I guess they would have been caught blue-handed. Right?
Well, my hope is, just because I like the chaos of it, is that Donald Trump gets all these investigations into the voting system, mm-hmm. and then they find that it was rigged in his favor. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, we found out that you got 2 million votes that you shouldn't have.
I had thousands and thousands of voters. Right?
But every year this happens. So when Donald Trump was elected, people...
Remember it was Florida.
Yeah, that was back
Florida in like
Bush
2000 or whatever, yeah.
And there was all kinds of weird shit. And actually they started to announce that Gore or whatever won. And then they recounted Florida, where George Bush's brother was the governor. And then they came out and said Bush won.
I think it was funny because, like, on Facebook, we have, like, a family member that's, like, obsessed with Trump.
Yes.
And she was, like...
she's appalled.
She, like, had shared something that said... had shared something saying that... look at this. Biden's acting like he won.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he did.
Yeah, he did win. Yeah.
And like... They're like... it's like it's him. He's doing his whole, like... acceptance speech. I mean, he won. Give it to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who cares?
And they're like, look at him. He's acting like he's won. All the ballots aren't even counted yet. Yeah, but they know now about what's came in and how many fucking people are left in the county that he won.
They got all the dead votes in, and he's winning.
You know?
Dead lives matter.
So, like, but like for real, like they're freaking out. Like, I know he won. He's still going to be my president for 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, he isn't.
Yeah, he's just going to be, I mean, he's probably going to be, I would imagine, although, like, Trump probably didn't want to lose, obviously, is that he's going to get fucking filthy rich off of, like, now that he's in the private sector.
Yeah.
Because any book he writes is going to sell 1 billion copies. Yeah. You know? Any, like, speaking...
Did he write books?
Well, he had a book from, like, the 90s or the 80s. I think, he had a ghostwriter, but... some guy's like, what do you want to write next? He's like,
That's ridiculous.
The ghostwriter...
I liked it.
The ghostwriter voted for Biden.
Oh, shit.
But, no, but I mean, because he is the most famous man in the world now.
Yeah.
Not even, like, by a lot.
What's crazy is he's only one of, like, less than 10 that didn't get a second term.
Yeah, a lot of... Usually, an incumbent president wins an election, but when the world is in such a like, you know what I mean? Like, we got this pandemic and our government, whether or not it was... Pandemic. Not where we live, right?
The rock that I've been living under, right?
But, no, but whether or not everything that happened was his fault, who knows, who cares? But he was the president, and our country didn't handle it well. Yeah. So, that's going to hurt him in a lot, And I think that's probably why I think if it hadn't been for the coronavirus, he probably would have won in a landslide, I'm sure. Yeah. Because Joe Biden's not a very strong candidate. I mean, literally not strong because he's like 100. And also, like, I mean, he's not a likable, like Barack Obama was like a star. He's well-spoken. He like inspired people. Even if he didn't do a good job as a president, which, I mean, I didn't like a lot of the shit he did, he was somebody that you wanted to, like, listen to and follow. Joe Biden, I don't get that from him. Donald Trump had that. Now, he was more divisive, whereas people that didn't like him hated him, and people that did like him loved him. But, yeah, Joe Biden, he's just some old dude. Like, I don't know. He doesn't inspire anything, And then the chick that's behind him...
Kamala, right?
Yeah, I say Kamala, but I think technically her name is pronounced weird. It's like Kamala or something. It's like Kamala? No.
Is she from another country too?
I know, yeah.
Oh, God.
I think she is, like, I mean, she's an American and everything, but I think she is, like, because somebody the other day, some old guy I was talking to at work was like, he's like, yeah, that lady's just going to take over when he gets in. I was like, yeah, it's fine, I guess. I don't care. And he's like, yeah, but, she's like a bunch of different nationalities. like because she's, like, mixed race. He's like, we can't have some fucking mixy running things. We can't have
mix it up.
Yeah. He's like, we can't have a mudblood in charge. I'm like, chill out, dude. Almost everybody I know is, like, multiple ethnicities. How many people do you know that can, like, trace their lineage back on both sides all the way to, like, King Edward, or whatever? But, yeah, well, you can trace it back to at least an SS officer. But, yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, we talk about it a little bit on here, political shit, but I don't know any that much about it. I don't follow it. I don't care. All I know is every time there's a presidential election, half the country thinks the world's going to end. They're like, this guy's evil. He's going to ruin everything. And it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. We're hoping.
Dude, if I didn't have kids, I would be rooting for Donald Trump, I think. Because I think there would have been more rioting if he would have won. If I didn't have any kids, because I like to see all that go down, like all the crazy stuff. But when you have a kid, then you start to be fearful of the world they're growing up in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my kid growing up in a world where, like, all the stores have the windows kicked out of them and they're on fire. you know. But I mean, he'd probably
some pretty good movies that start that way.
I know. I mean, I don't want when my son grows up just every day to be like the movie Judgment Night.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's got some Irish gang chasing him. There's blood on the money.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know, dude. I don't follow it real close. I used to. I miss the old days when if you didn't care about politics, you didn't have to hear about them.
So far, it's been pretty good for me. The last couple of weeks, I've been killing in the stock market. So
yeah,
like that. That's there's that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it seems like after an election, the stock market usually takes an uptick.
Well,
I don't really understand how all that works, but I think that tends to be the case.
It's like hope, you know?
I guess it's like there's a change. So, well, you would think normally a Democrat being a president is technically not supposed to be as good for big business.
Yeah.
They have more. They tend to have more regulations and shit.
A lot of what I have stock in right now is like like Tesla, you know?
We need to get stock in like bricks, Molotov cocktails. You know, you're like Molotov cocktails are up 400%.
Yeah.
Car paint.
Well, I mean, now that Black Lives Matter again, right?
You should get stock in Black Lives, dude. That stock has really taken. Imagine if you'd have bought stock in Black Lives in like the 50s.
Yeah.
And you sold it now.
Oh, it's cheap then.
I mean, in the 50s, a lot of white people literally didn't think Black Lives mattered.
Yeah.
Now I think 99% of people agree that like all people are like equally important. In the 50s, people didn't think that.
It's crazy.
Black lives didn't matter to some people in the 50s.
Crazy to think that now, because I mean, those people are still alive.
Well, dude, I talked to my son.
One of them's president.
Yeah, I know.
And one of them's gonna be the president.
Yeah, exactly. I talked to my son, and
he's like all slaves. I mean, all black people.
Well, yeah, right? Joe Biden is. I mean, he says all kinds of crazy stuff. If you ain't voting for me, then you ain't black or whatever.
He really said that. I never like heard it or whatever. But...
Yeah, that's an actual clip. He was on some I think he was on a radio show, like a black, like, you know, whatever, like black people's talking or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can tell I'm not very cultured. Mm-hmm. No, but it was some kind of like that and
BT.
Yeah, it was that type of shit.
Yeah.
And they asked him.
Yeah, some black girl like shaking her ass. Right? That's why he wasn't like.
Yeah, she's like shaking her ass on his face while he's talking. But yeah, it was something like that, and they like, so do you have anything to say before you go? And he's like, he even fucks it up though. He's like, if you don't know if you're for me or Donald Trump, then you ain't black. And it's like, what?
Yeah, he's not a talker. No, but I think he would be with all the being in politics for so long.
Well, he used to be, but he's old, you know. That'd be like if you took our grandma and you're like, hey, millions of people are gonna see this. Say something important.
Yeah.
And she's like, I mean, she doesn't even know me, so she, you know. She's like, I don't know where I am. You know? She's a little bit further down from Joe Biden, but she'd probably be equally as good of a president. I don't know really how much the president matters.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they do to some extent. Like, Donald Trump appointed 2 Supreme Court justices. You know?
I don't know what that means.
No, the Supreme Court. It's the highest court in our country. And there's 9 of them in there. And when one and it's a lifetime appointment. So when you get that job, you're in it till you die.
Damn.
So 2 of them died during his presidency. And it's a big deal because the main reason is because a lot of more liberal people don't want Roe versus Wade overturned, which is the right to murder fetuses.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't care if you murder fetuses. I don't care if you murder full-grown adults, honestly, as long as they're not one of the like dozen people I care about.
Yeah.
But anyway, so anytime we need a new Supreme Court justice, they have to replace one. Liberal people want it to be a more liberal Supreme Court justice, so that they'll never overturn.
How young of a person do they normally put in there?
Well, it just depends. This last one that he just put is like my age.
Holy shit.
Yeah, she's gonna be in there for fucking ever.
That's a chick?
Yeah, it's a chick, and she's Catholic, so she's obviously like pro whatever. She doesn't like killing fetuses.
Uh-huh.
So people freaked out, and it's like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they'll overturn it. I don't think they'll ever overturn Roe versus Wade because Republicans like to run on the idea that I'm going to make it so that abortion's illegal. And if abortion just already is illegal, I feel like they wouldn't have as strong of a point to make.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all those politicians got a bunch of abortions on their fucking resume.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're fucking their secretary.
Oh, yeah.
She starts to show. They push her down the steps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of shit. But anyway, our political shit is always like, I bring up something I've heard once, and you want more details, and I don't got them. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you're like, all the W's. I'm like, it might have been ours. I don't know.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Anyway, getting away from politics.
Okay.
Like Donald Trump is. I would assume most of the people that listen to us are probably Trumpers. Mm-hmm. Because somehow along the way, free speech became a Republican thing. So people that just talk crazy and say whatever they want to say, people assume they're right wing.
Yeah.
Because lefties, like liberal people, tend to be more politically correct. And me and you aren't politically correct. So we probably appeal more to people who are more conservatives. Which is crazy, because when we were kids, conservatives were the ones that were like burning rap CDs because they said bad words. Mm-hmm. And the liberals were the ones that were all about free speech, but that changed. But anyway, you know, Trump 2020, Biden 3020, whatever. I don't care. But anyway, yeah, dude, I saw this thing the other day. Mm-hmm. Apparently, you know how they had that what's the word I'm looking for? Documentary called Blackfish? I know you hate documentaries. But it was talking about how mean they are to the dolphins at SeaWorld. Okay. And like the killer whales.
Blackfish don't matter?
Yeah, they don't. Not to SeaWorld.
Is there blackfish? I mean...
I don't know. I never saw the documentary. I just know like the content of it. But
oh, well, this is going to be great.
Let me break down what I think it's probably about. It's about fish that like the cops spraying with water hoses in the 50s.
All right, I know that like SeaWorld, like they're not having like whales anymore or something, right?
Well, apparently what they did was they stopped getting them from the wild. Okay. So now they have like a mommy and a daddy whale in the swimming pool. When they have a baby, they torture it. And that's better than stealing them from the wild and torturing them.
That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's all okay.
Well, they're going to run out of whales to be able to breed.
I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Right?
I know I should care, and everybody's like, don't hurt the whales. If SeaWorld had a show
why should you care about whales?
Everybody does. Everybody, because when that documentary...
People care about whales?
Yeah, when that documentary came out, because it turns out dolphins and whales are like as smart as us. And they have families, and they have accents, and they have memories and shit.
Accents?
Yeah, killer whales have accents. So when they talk to each other, when we hear them talk on like sonar, they can tell where they're from by their accent.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the whales from the south are like, daggum, and the whales from up north are like, you know, forget about it, whatever. Yeah, it's something like that.
That's fucking stupid.
I know, it's real stupid.
You definitely didn't watch the documentary.
I don't know, southern whales. There's a whale chewing on a fucking a thing of straw or whatever. I can't even talk. Probably because we almost died just now. I'm trying to make jokes while we're slamming into an 18-wheeler. But anyway, so this documentary came out.
3 lanes and there's traffic in the middle one. And no one's in the other 2.
I know, and I almost hit a car in the middle one.
So anyways.
So this documentary came out like 10 or 12 years ago or whatever. And it showed how poorly
they just haven't had time to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that interested in it, I'll be honest.
I don't give a damn about whales.
I've always
and
said,
dolphins.
I remember when I heard about it, people were like, I can't believe they mistreat whales. And I was like, look, and I've said this several times, I'm on record for this. I wouldn't care if, for entertainment, SeaWorld came out and beat whales to death with a baseball bat. And it's like, hey, you're in the splash zone, you get blood on you. I don't care. They're just whales. Fuck whales. Yeah. I have family I have to protect. I don't care about
There's not a time of the day, of a year, of any time that I care or think about whales.
Yeah, like I
don't even think that there is whales until I see one on a movie, right? Like there's not a time where I'm sitting there staring at the floor. I'm like, these poor whales.
Yeah, you're like, fucking whales, man.
No, I'll be watching a movie. I'm like, look at that fucking thing.
Oh yeah, fish do get that big. I forgot.
You know, like that's a whale of a fish.
Yeah, they're like, it's not a fish, it's a mammal. I don't care. There's a lot of other mammals I don't care about either. I don't particularly want to see dogs get hurt, but when I see like a video of like the cop shot a dog, I'm like, all right, that dog's dead now. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess I wish he wouldn't have. It doesn't affect my day at all.
Yeah.
But anyway.
There's people that are really like upset about whales dying and getting like, you know, beat up or something, I guess, you know?
Yeah, I think what it is So that documentary, from what I understand,
the whales are in like the lunch line at SeaWorld, and one of them's got like a shiv. Right? You know,
the whales are mistreated at SeaWorld. They don't get holiday pay. They don't get time and a half when they work over 8 hours.
Oh,
you know, it's rough for whales at SeaWorld. It seems like they got it made. They do a few little tricks and they get some fish.
They don't have to, their food is handed to them.
Yeah, they don't have to go hunt.
It's actually like laid on their tongue. You know what I mean? I've seen it.
I know.
Right? Years ago, when I actually saw a whale in person, wasn't impressed then either.
I'm not. Dude, SeaWorld, I don't get.
It wasn't like a memorable moment. You know what I mean?
I don't
Except
get.
for it was so hot.
It was hot. Oh, look, he jumped. Wow. Like, he splashed up out of the water.
We went to get splashed on to cool off.
Yeah, it was a hot day at SeaWorld. The most fun thing there was going to the penguins, and not even because I care about them, just because it was nice and cool in there.
It would have been very memorable if he would have died in front of us.
Yeah. You know? Oh, dude, if we could have seen them torture a whale to death.
Oh, yeah.
We would have
where do we go to see that?
We would have a podcast about...
Oh, you get an application?
We would have a podcast about torturing whales. It would have affected our lives that much. But, yeah, so I don't really care that much. But, apparently, SeaWorld now, to be more, like, eco-friendly, has robot dolphins.
Robot dolphins.
Yeah, if you just put the word assassins at the end, it sounds like a good movie. Yeah. Robot dolphin assassins.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, but yeah, so you can go. I think it's like a prototype. They only have a few right now.
Yeah.
So
you would short out in the water.
You would think. I mean, the extension cord, and I don't know how robots work.
They're all like tangled up.
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah, they put. Yeah, I don't know, dude. So
they got freaking laser beams on top of their head.
That's what I like think of. But apparently they have robot dolphins. Now here's my question. I get that that's like, oh, they're not being mean to dolphins. Dolphins are smart, yada, yada, yada. But what would be the fun of going and seeing robot dolphins? The fun is knowing that because here's what nobody will admit.
There's an animal that trained to do this stuff. They're like mammal, whatever.
It's not even that.
Are they mammals?
Yeah, dolphins and whales and shit. Here's what is fun about going to SeaWorld. Deep, if you like going to SeaWorld and you're listening to this, hear me out and tell me I'm wrong. What's fun about SeaWorld is going and seeing people dominate the animal species and make them do their bidding. It isn't fun to
They literally got them jumping through hoops.
Yeah, the tricks aren't impressive in that, like, oh, look, he jumped so high, that's awesome. It's impressive because some fucking...
The same reason you go to a circus to see a guy, like, you know, taming a wild beast.
Yeah, and also in the same
there's a fucking lion there, and the guy's like petting it.
It's
what's usually tigers, right?
The reason he's doing that thing with the chair and the whip with the lion is the whole point of that demonstration is look, man over beast. The point is that we have subjugated these creatures to do our bidding in fucking amusement parks. Mm-hmm. That's why we go, and to see maybe because we all heard that killer whales kill sometimes. You want to be there when it kills a trainer for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, think about that. If when we were kids we went and it killed the trainer.
Yeah.
You would have had a smile we couldn't wash off your face.
I still have it.
I know.
I would still have it.
Because that's why you go. You go.
I would tell everyone I meet.
I know.
I'd be walking down the sidewalk, right? I'd be like, I saw a guy get eaten by a whale.
Yeah, somebody walks by, you're like, my name's Dwight, I saw a man get eaten by a whale.
He went from Free Willy to full tummy. Those whales are pretty big. Yeah. I remember watching the movie Free Willy, and like it looked fake on there, like his skin or whatever, you know.
Was that a real whale?
Was all like, ugh.
It looked like he had a rash, and it freaked me out.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I hated whales after I saw that movie. I really, truly did. When you know the scene at the end when it jumps over the kid's head,
mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like, how gross is it that like rash water is falling off the whale on him?
And he's like his mouth's open,
he's like,
and it's like pissing on him or whatever.
And as a kid, you're like, yes, Willie got away. That's awesome. As an adult, I rewatched it just a few months ago, and I'm like, I don't care. I mean, like if the evil fisherman catch him and kill him, okay. Like he's just a whale.
Yeah.
I hope the kid's okay. He's a human. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck about that whale.
I don't give a fuck about the kid.
I know. I don't. He was kind of a bad kid. Those people tried to be so nice to him, and they get in this nice room, and he threw a baseball and broke that window.
He's all like spray paint and stuff.
Yeah, like dude, you're fucking.
I mean, he was really bad. He had an earring.
Mickey Rourke's your dad. You're killing it.
It's not Mickey Rourke.
I know.
Anyways.
But yeah, so they're going to have robot dolphins so that they don't have to torture dolphins anymore. But it's like, how? Okay, so
what are we going to see now?
Robots.
There's going to be a robot dolphin, like, swimming around?
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck are they going to... It's like drones and stuff, but in the water?
I don't know, dude, but it's not that impressive because, like, okay, somebody can figure out how to make a robot that can do whatever. I get that. Yeah. But it's like, I want to see you dominate an animal.
Everything is, you know...
Yeah, I want to go to the monkey cage. There's a robot monkey swinging around, throwing robot shit at each other.
There's like a bear, and it like goes to like rawr, and its mouth opens. And you see a little like speaker,
yeah.
Right? You see a little speaker, and it's like cutting out. You know,
yeah. You have to. You want to go feed the animals? You're feeding them like thumb drives or whatever robots eat. I don't fucking know.
Thumb drives?
I don't know what a thumb drive is really.
That's ridiculous.
But well, what do you think robots eat? I don't know. But
they don't. That's the whole point. They're going to save a lot of money. They're going to have these robots. They're going to spend some money up front and then not have to worry about feeding fish. You're not going to have to hire people to have to feed fish.
After the initial novelty of a robot dolphin show, are people going to go to watch just robots? Because the impressive thing, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's impressive that they got this fish to do this every time.
Yeah.
A robot is just programmed to do it. It's like, hey, it jumps through the loop, it does a backflip, whatever. It's never going to not do it.
So it's not all the dolphins are going to do this, right?
I think that they're
not going to be all replaced?
It also may not be SeaWorld. It may be some other, like, that type of place. But I think...
Yeah, you need to watch this documentary. I mean, they could already be doing this. This was 12 years ago it came out.
It's quite possible I made up this whole robot dolphin thing, you know? No, but I heard about it.
You might just have one at the gate, right?
You know, it's just like an anatron. I can't say that word. I just wasn't looking at the road for a solid, like, a minute.
Yeah, I'm like, we're going to die.
Pretty impressive that we stayed on it during that minute.
Episode 143.
Yeah, but, no, but I just don't get... Like, I get why it's impressive to see the dolphins do the thing because, you know, that chick in the wetsuit taught it to do that.
Yeah.
And forces it to do that through, like, threat of killing its kids or whatever they do that's dangerous, that's bad. Mm. But when it's a robot, like, okay, somebody typed in a bunch of ones and zeros, now the robot's always going to do the flip.
Yeah.
I just want one day for that robot.
The whole, like, wow, isn't going to be there anymore.
No, but I want that robot dolphin to become self-aware and, like, realize it doesn't need the chick in the wetsuit anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it won't stop until she's dead, whatever. But that's the only way that would be entertaining to me, is if it decided to eliminate all humans or something like that, you know?
I mean, it's in the water, so we should be fine.
I mean, we're on, yeah. How do you get away from it? It's like, oh, just be on land.
But we also gave it, like, the ability to walk, right?
Dude, if you make a robot dolphin...
They also replace all the trainers with robots.
Yeah, it's just...
The person takes your ticket.
Fucking C-3PO's out there throwing robot fish into a robot whale's mouth. You're like, God damn, this is an odd experience, to say the least.
He's like gold and shiny. Yeah. He's just walking out there.
Yeah. R2-D2's like, nobody knows what he's saying. But, I don't know, dude. I just found that interesting because I didn't understand what the need for it was because I never had any issue with them torturing animals.
Yeah.
Zoos always weirded me out because when you go to a zoo and you look at the animals, you could just see sadness in them or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you look at the animals...
That's why I go.
You're hard the whole time.
I'm like, look, you're in a cage. I just paid to look at you.
Hey, look, whenever I want, I can just go home.
Yeah. Your home is on a ship.
Yeah.
Back to wherever you were.
Yeah, good job, monkeys. Y'all think y'all are as smart as us. Is there any place where the monkeys have us in cages?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah, but it is weird when you go to a zoo. You feel a little bit... Like the zoo near us, they have these two bears. Mm-hmm. And it's a pretty small area they're in.
Yeah.
And they play, but their play is this one little lap they make. Mm-hmm. If you've ever watched them for a while.
They go up a log.
They go up a log, they come down the log, they go around this thing, they cross this little bridge, then they go up the log again and down the log again. And it makes me a little bit like, man, their life sucks. But then it really reminds me how good my life is.
Yeah.
It's like, God, thank God I'm not a bear that got caught. You know what I mean? So I don't...
But how many necessities does a bear need?
He gets all down in Baloo. But I get why some people, like if you're like an animal lover, why that, that SeaWorld and zoo type of shit would annoy you. But, I mean, I just really don't care.
The fucking robots thing, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
People are like, no, it's ridiculous. They have, mammals, right? We're mammals. We should care about them.
I know, but I don't care about
I don't think of myself as a mammal. Right?
Even if you do, I don't even care about most people.
Ugh.
You know what I mean? Like, most people on the planet, if they live or die, doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I want people to die. I'm just saying, it just doesn't affect me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a handful of people that matter, and other than that, I'm just like, all right. You see on the news, and it's like, oh, in Lebanon, like 800 people died. I'm always like,
where?
I don't know. I just said Lebanon. I don't know.
No.
But I'm saying they're like 800 people died or whatever, and I'm like, man, that sucks. I guess that's sad, but it doesn't affect me for real. I'm like, that sucks. Like, anyway, like I go back to playing Madden or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like the fact that whales get tortured, I just can't bring myself to care. I don't know. I
really don't. I don't now. I won't in a few minutes.
If you were at SeaWorld, like, yeah, because the best case scenario, you're at SeaWorld and you see them torture a whale to death.
I think it'd be funny if they mentally, they're like stupid fish, right?
You fat piece of shit.
And it's like, it's like sad sounding.
Yeah, right? They just bully it like Mean Girls.
Whimper,
They're like, we wear pink on Tuesdays or whatever. Like, I don't know what day it is. But yeah, they just like Mean Girls it. I guess because people talk about how smart they are all the time. Mm-hmm. I guess making fun of them would be bad. Like, for those people that care about all those animals, I guess they really wouldn't like you making fun of them.
Like a fish?
Yeah, because they're like, you can't, it's they talk about how intelligent they are and how they love and miss their families and shit like that. And so I'm guessing they wouldn't be okay with you, calling a whale fat ass or something. I don't know. Because it's hard for me to put myself in that frame of mind because I wouldn't care if they shot one point blank with a shotgun. So I really don't care if you made fun.
Oh, that would be good.
It would be nice.
I'll see that world.
Yeah, I know. Remember when we talked about it on an episode like a while back about where there was a beached whale back in the 80s in like Oregon, and
they blew it up?
Yeah, they got the first call they made was to the dynamite expert. Yeah. And yeah, they blew up the whale. I'd like to see them do that. I would be okay with them doing that to a live whale. Mm-hmm. They're like, here's some fish, and it's got dynamite in it. Yeah. I would watch that.
He's like swimming off, he goes underneath.
He's like, ooh, spicy.
The splash zone is like really big.
The splash zone is like the whole West Coast. We hit him with a nuke. But yeah, so I hope they do the robot. I'm never gonna take my son to see robot animals. Like,
see, we talked about going to SeaWorld, but it was like fucking like $50-something a ticket or something. I was like, fuck all that.
They gotta pay a lot to fucking do their, research and development on robots.
That's ridiculous,
it really is like, it really is. It's always been expensive. And I just remember, because I've been to SeaWorld once, that it wasn't that fun. Like, no. You just watch animals do tricks. That's all there is there.
Yeah, and there's like people on like jet skis and stuff, and
yeah, they do. I remember they did like a pirate thing, which is kind of cool, where they acted like pirates.
I don't know. I guess I don't know.
But it was kind of cool. But it was like, yeah, kind of. It wasn't worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm different. I guess SeaWorld has been around forever, so it must be popular. But I never understood the appeal of watching dolphins do backflips. It never seemed that cool to me. I'm like, oh look, they tricked those fish into doing flips for fish. You know what I mean? Like,
they're working for food. They're working for a living. Why are we gonna, already there's people in factories that are losing their jobs to robots. Why are we gonna do that? Why are we gonna do that to dolphins?
I think
right? This dolphin's like, I'm out of a job because this robot comes in.
He comes on with a wife beater, hits his wife because his fucking supper was cold.
He does a flip, 2 inches taller than me. Now he's got the job.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. He's like, these robots come in information, take our jobs. Because if they get... So, most
the robots
of it...
came from Asia?
Yeah, that's where robots come from. Yeah.
No, but I mean the robot dolphins.
Yeah. Little dolphins with little squinty eyes. Their blowholes sideways.
It's ridiculous.
But I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I tried because when I first heard about that, that they were saying that they're mean to the animals at SeaWorld, I was like, oh, they shouldn't be. And then I was like, wait a minute, am I just saying what I feel like I should say?
They have sharks there?
I wish, dude.
They don't?
I've never seen a shark.
It's fucking SeaWorld.
I've been to the
that's one of the most well-known fish.
It's the best
fish. Is it a fish?
Yeah.
Or it's not a mammal, right?
Dude, I don't care about... No, it's definitely not a mammal. But
I'm very interested in this mammal talk, right?
A mammal is anything that its babies drink milk from its tits, and it has hair on its body, and maybe breathes air. I don't know if that matters or not.
So it's got to have hair on its tits. What?
Yeah, it's
That's all I heard.
Hairy tits. I'm definitely a mammal. But yeah.
So you shave, you're not anymore. Right?
Yeah. Sharks are just some kind of they're just sharks. They're fish. But sharks are way more entertaining. The thing is, you're not going to teach a shark how to do tricks for you.
No.
It'll just bite your leg off.
Yeah.
It's all right,
I'm done playing.
It's you're going to give me a fish if I do a flip? What if I just eat you and don't do a flip?
Yeah.
But, yeah, sharks, I don't know. They might have some kind of thing where you can, look at them. Because, if you go to the aquarium, the sharks are the only thing I want to look at.
Yeah, they're just sharks in there swimming around. And
the aquarium that we go to that's, a little ways from here, there's one part where you go in and it's you can be under the aquarium. You know what I mean? So they're above you. And there's a bunch of different fish in there, but I'm only looking at sharks.
Yeah.
When I get out of there, if you're hey, did you see that tuna? I'd be I didn't see a tuna. Or whatever.
Tuna are huge, right?
Yeah. I doubt they have tunas there. But whatever they have the little fish that looks like Nemo and shit like that. I don't care. I just want to look at sharks. Because Jaws, dude.
Yeah.
Jaws really gave it really bumped up the sharks stock.
I think it just gets people excited about that kind of stuff.
Because it could eat you.
Yeah.
We all know that it could eat you. It's yeah, it's awesome.
Well, there's just not just that, but there's a bunch of movies about it. But I mean, yeah, sharks have definitely the whole thing about it is my wife is terrified of sharks.
Yeah, I remember you used to tell me showing me pictures of them.
There's a movie or see a picture and she's terrified. Don't want to look at it. It scares her. And I'm what? You know what I mean? I was you're on land.
I get being
and it's
scared.
A picture. Right?
Yeah. Being scared of sharks is not if I'm in the water and there's a shark, I'm terrified. I'm gonna swim as fast as I can, whatever.
But I'm on the dock and I'm okay.
But yeah, I just get into shallow enough water that I can walk and I already feel like I'm gonna be okay. But seeing a picture of it while sitting on the couch and it's scaring me, I can't wrap my mind around that.
No.
You're just
we watched that one Jason Statham movie, the Megalodon movie.
Yeah.
There's a huge shark.
The Meg.
And there's a scene where it's coming at the aquarium thing that they're in.
Yeah.
And she just is I can't. And it's looks close your eyes, it covers it up. As if it's The Exorcist. The exorcism, you know what I mean?
But it's the way people would act in what is more typically thought of as a scary movie.
Yeah.
She's I don't want to see a clown from it.
But in that, she just watches. You know what I mean? There's some kind of thing crawling on its hands and its feet, up a wall. Yeah. And she's just watching it, oh, I know that isn't, But at least she is afraid of something that does exist.
Yeah, but she's I know that isn't real, so it doesn't scare me. Also, that sharks aren't real in your living room.
Yeah.
You can easily never get beat. If you're going...
She looks to the toilet, puts the lid down real quick.
She pees standing up. But if your goal is...
She's standing in the shower, dodging the water.
She gets soap in her hair and then wipes it out with a dry towel.
There is
turns out her hair stinks.
There is spray shampoo.
Yeah, girls use dry shampoo or whatever they call it. Yeah. Anyway, if what you're the most afraid of is sharks, you could just say, I don't ever want to have a chance of getting eaten by a shark. And it's real easy to do that.
Yeah.
Don't go in the ocean. That's all you got to just... It's not that big of a...
surfers and stuff, that maybe they're putting themselves in harm's way. But
your wife doesn't want to get eaten by a shark. That's understandable. Mm-hmm. All she has to do is not go in the ocean.
I'm what are you, stupid? I want to be eaten by a shark. None of us do.
I feel like
But
I feel like she thinks that's how everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
She's like, everybody else wants to get eaten by sharks, and I just don't. Call me crazy. You know? She thinks she's like an outlier. Yeah, it's really easy to not get eaten.
Robot sharks. Now, I
would go see robot sharks.
Yeah.
But what I want to see robot sharks is I want to see the little. I
want to see a robot shark fight a real shark.
Well, I'd love to see that, but I'd like to see a tank full of robot sharks, and then the little the ladies in the wetsuit swim across and try to make it to the other side.
I don't want to just see that in regular sharks.
Yeah, sharks.
There's ones though that when they feed, they're not like fighting or eating or nothing. No, they're not interested in.
Yeah, but I feel like the robots, they're always eating.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, like the real ones though, because you see on like movies or documentaries and stuff, and they're like in a thing of sharks, and they're just sitting there like talking while someone's recording.
Well, I think it depends on the type of shark too, maybe.
Yeah, like a lot of hammerheads and stuff like that.
Like there's
some weird looking fish. Like, what the fuck?
Hammerhead sharks are crazy looking.
Yeah,
I've only seen them on TV though.
Like it's got the big like
we have them here. Not here, but not in the car.
Oh, I was like, what?
Thank God I didn't go with them.
Yeah.
No, we have them like in the bay here. Like people catch.
She goes to the store and she's like, they said they're here.
Yeah. So is she scared of like
she cracks the window so one can't get in?
Yeah. Is she scared of like the movie Shark Tale with Will Smith, the cartoon?
Oh no, I don't think she's scared of cartoon sharks. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her.
I mean, you said she's afraid of pictures of sharks.
Yeah, like a picture of a real one.
I get that, I guess, because like I said before though, there's a lot of people who are afraid of clowns.
Yeah.
And if you just show them a picture of a clown, they get like almost like PTSD. So I guess I get that. I just don't have that. Like, I went to school. I don't remember the guy's name or anything, but there was this dude I went to school with. He was a big guy, like real big, tall guy, and everybody knew he was afraid of clowns. Like to the point, like where it was like he needed to go to a shrink about it. I think. And I remember one time.
He's a big guy. I need to be shrink.
Yeah, he was like 6'4", big old dude. But I remember one time somebody put like a picture of a clown inside of his locker or something like that, and he had like a meltdown. And like the teachers got got mad at the people who put the picture in the locker, and I was like, you're upset with the wrong person.
Yeah.
Essentially a grown man. I mean, we were in high school. He's like 16, 17. Essentially a grown man just had a panic attack because of a picture. And you're mad at somebody for putting up a picture
of a guy in a costume.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a guy like is born a clown. Right?
And also, it's not like somebody put a picture of his mom being murdered, or you know what I mean, like something that would
by a clown.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a clown. It's like Ronald McDonald, and he freaked out. And the teacher's like, whatever. I feel like his name was like Matthew something. I don't know. But they're like, Matthew doesn't, he can't handle that or something. And I was like, dude, I would rather just hold it in than ever be such a pussy that the teachers have to tell people to stop showing me clowns. What if it was something else? What if it wasn't clowns? What if it was like...
There's a class clown and he's afraid of them?
He's like, do you ever respect their cracking jokes? And I just can't. But what if he was afraid
he goes to a party, there's balloons, right?
Yeah, I mean, what if he was afraid of, like, the color green? That's just as a picture of a clown.
People that are afraid of a color?
Maybe.
There's people who are afraid of everything nowadays.
Yeah,
right?
There's people who are afraid of colors. My dad, he's like, lock the doors. We're in that part of town.
My great-great-grandpa was.
Oh, he wasn't afraid of them. He just wanted to erase them.
Yeah.
But, so it makes just as much sense to me.
Dude.
What? It makes just as much sense to me to be afraid of the color green as it does to be afraid of a picture of a clown. So what? We can't. If I wear a green shirt today, it's my fault. Matthew freaked out. No, it's his fault. But the clown one is very common. My son is. I don't know if he's not that level. Also, he's 5.
I don't like clowns.
But my son, he is like. You know what he's scared of though? He's scared of like puppet doll type shit. Like I guess like kind of like the Chucky thing, but not that particularly. Like he watched Goosebumps when he was real little, and it scared him. There's this thing called Slappy, and it's like a marionette doll type of a thing.
Go up there.
And it scared him, so now he's scared of that type of stuff. There's a cartoon that me and him watch all the time, and there was an episode where they have a like a dummy, like a ventriloquist dummy, and it like starts talking and comes to life, and he refuses. We've seen every episode of that show except that one. He won't watch it.
Really?
Yeah, but if he's in high school and he freaks out because somebody puts a picture of a ventriloquist doll in his locker, I'm gonna disown
Those
him.
people freak me out, but not like in a way where I'm not
ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to practice it a lot. I still do sometimes.
They more creep me out because they choose that as a profession.
It is a weird job, dude. It is a
They found that talent out, you know.
Well, I practice it all the time because I looked into it and I found some of the secrets of how you can, because there's certain
sounds you make a different way.
You replace sounds.
Yeah.
So there's some sounds you can't make without moving your lips, right? Like certain ones. So you just replace them. But like you put a D in place of a B, because a B you have to open your lips. You have to B. You have to.
Some people put a D in a B.
And those people are going to HELL. Oh shit! But yeah. So this it's funny because we're like winding this one up, and it just got kind of quiet.
Yeah,
like you don't hear the sounds of like the highway and us like cussing some weird car that keeps cutting us off. But yeah, so this was, now like we said, we are always real busy during football season. Our football season is over, so we're going to be more consistent now.
Yeah, we'll go back to one a week, maybe every once in a while two a week.
And look, this episode we were driving, it might not be as good, but hang in there. We'll be back next week. Will be better, I promise.
Yeah. Anyways, like, subscribe, go find us. We promise we'll be recording a lot more. But anyways, this has been episode 143. If you're listening to this, as always, you are the bad vibe.